Play now and win huge on PUBGpool.com.
Anyone who's played Diablo 3 knows of the much-fabled Echoing Fury mace that sold for an ungodly amount of money. It was a weapon of devastating proportions. The near-perfect item was capable of performing huge critical hit damage on an enemy. One lucky player just happened to scoop up the weapon and decided to sell it for $250. It was passed along from user to user for a brief time before someone finally realized what they owned and then jacked the price up to an in-game tally of 40 billion gold, which translates into 14,000 US dollars. The weapon, which was an
that dude gave it away for $200. Sorry.
Extreme rarity in the game, was snatched up at that price by a user named Hyven, and the seller made an easy buck, much to the disdain of the individual who first sold the weapon, for a measly $250. Age of Wulin was the most anticipated game in China in 2013. The free-to-play game revolved around the lore of medieval China and martial arts masters. Before its release, the company that created the game held an auction for players to bid on and purchase in-game weapons and armor. Prospective bidders jumped at the chance to grab exclusive items that would give them a head start over other players. Among those weapons was a sword purchased by a gamer for $16,000. The sword, which was the only one created for the game, was said to have incredible power, allowing the player to maneuver throughout the game with ease. Since many
Wait. At the release of the game, they gave out a sword to this guy for 16 grand that was never to be made again, and it was insane. What the fuck? Tech Genius, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. This is why you shouldn't make games if you're stupid, you know? Greg John Thomas, thank you for subbing, by the way, dude. Appreciate it, dude. You laugh so hard at this video. Listen, I choose the fucking videos here, okay? Okay? You have a big-ass head. You too. Thank you.
had already played a beta test version of the game. The game's developer was confident that their auction would produce big money results, though they probably never imagined to make $16,000 off of a sword that doesn't really exist.
Before the game came out.
In 2004, a man named David Story made a very smart investment when he purchased virtual property on the game Entropia Universe. The real estate known as Treasure Island was auctioned off at $26,500. The sale of Treasure Island sent shockwaves around the gaming community because it was the first of its kind. The fictional island located on the game planet of Calypso featured beachfront property and locale next to a volcano. It also included a castle and promised massive in-game revenue potential. Despite the hefty initial investment, David made all of his money back the first year by taxing visitors for mining and hunting around his in-game property. He gets a percentage of any loot found on his estate from the hundreds of people who visit each day. For the last 12 years, he's earned a profit of about $36,000 annually. At one point, he was
annually? Fucking
$100 a day from taxes and estate sales.
I thought they were going to say 36K total. My Dixie wrecked. I appreciate that. Okay. Creative Prague, thanks for the resubs, guys.
In 2013, a Dota 2 player sold an extremely rare animal sidekick courier for $38,000. The buyer quickly snagged an ethereal flame pink war dog because of its rarity and for bragging rights. Couriers travel alongside the player, collecting items to transport back to the team and vice versa. They have other special features, but that's pretty much the extent of their use. According to the buyer, the war dog is the most sought-after courier type. Ethereal Flame is the most sought-after effect, and the shade of pink is very sought-after. This combination makes it extremely rare and one of a kind. The pink glow effect comes from the earliest version of the game and cannot be duplicated today. This pink pal is only one of 4 ever to be owned in this hugely popular online game.
Damn, 1 of 4.
Kevin Alderman, the founder and CEO of a United States-based virtual real estate company called Arrows, created a fictional version of Amsterdam in the game's Second Life. After painstakingly constructing the city and opening it up to the general public, he sold it for a whopping $50,000. The virtual version of the Netherlands' famous city features marketplace shopping and prostitutes. After Alderman spent days meticulously recreating every aspect he could incorporate from the true-life red light district, Alderman and Associates built Amsterdam using high-resolution photos of the actual city, a technique that wasn't used before then. A majority of the shops in the city sell virtual sexual merchandise. There are also avatars posing as streetwalkers that openly solicit cybersex for pay to incoming visitors. Alderman sold the fictional town on eBay, the first virtual property sale on the website, and was purchased by 3Dutch.com, a division of Netherlands-based media company Boom BV. Considered a legendary item in Entropia universe, the green Aatrox Queen egg was purchased from John Never Die Jacobs in 2010 for $70,000. The egg's first appearance in the game came in 2006 with a disclaimer that it would eventually hatch something unseen by the game so far and would be entirely one of a kind. The egg was purchased by David Story, the same man who purchased Treasure Island years earlier, and it eventually hatched Fefox, a large blue dinosaur with immense power that planned to spread more of its kind all across the universe. Players then sought the challenge of infiltrating Fefox nests and analyzing residue to create a toxin to defeat the monster. In 2013, the Entropia universe sold yet another massive deal, this time to a group of investors, led by a player called Modified ACOS Power. The band of associates pulled their money together and bought the moon. The newly discovered celestial body, known as Monria, was bought for a hefty $150,000. The creators of the game, MindArc, optioned a partnership with the ACOS Troop. Whatever profits come from player interactivity on the planet, MindArc would split with the new owners. They would work together to model and shape Monria to whatever development they deemed appropriate. The Moon Estate includes a lunar command center, 2 lunar habitats, and 8 subsurface caverns filled with unique creatures and rare resources. ACOS was given the opportunity to remold the celestial object in whatever fashion he desired, as long as it was granted by the creators at MindArc. The Crystal Palace Space Station is a fully functional, meticulously crafted bit of virtual engineering that was purchased by user Buzz Eric Lightyear. He paid a total of 3.3 million Project Entropia dollars for the spacecraft. That translates to 330,000 real-world dollars. The station, which orbits the game's infamous planet Calypso, was long sought after and grants the opportunity to open businesses from a piece of real estate that makes other players downright envious. The purchase may be strategic, as the owner stands to make money off the shop transactions. The virtual space station even has biodomes housing rare creatures that players love to hunt. The locale functions as a hotspot of activity, but even with its whopping price tag, it is still not the most expensive thing sold from the Entropia universe.
What kind of games have I been playing, dude?
There are some very savvy investors on Entropia. The same individual who purchased the green Aatrox Queen egg, John Never Die Jacobs, also went to impressive and obsessive lengths to capture a highly sought-after orbiting asteroid. In 2005, Jacobs mortgaged his real-life home for a little over $100,000 in order to purchase a virtual asteroid. After obtaining the property, lots of offers from other wealthy players started rolling in. After a few days of declining the offers, Jacobs crafted the asteroid into a space resort and titled it Club Never Die, based off his avatar name. It was equipped with a stadium, a shopping center, and biodomes, and earned him $200,000 per year from people buying its goods and services. In 2010, he sold Club Never Die for an incredible $635,000, proving it to be a tremendously well-calculated investment. No virtual purchase comes close to matching the deal struck between SEE Virtual Worlds and MindArc, which saw Planet Calypso of the Entropia universe bought for the sensational amount of $6 million. Planet Calypso operates under the umbrella of Entropia Universe and has over 950,000 registered accounts since coming online in 2003. This sale broke the world record for the most expensive virtual purchase ever. The deal also included the purchase of all assets of the First Planet Company, another subset branch of MindArc. This allowed SEE to have complete control over Planet Calypso and other worlds for Entropia, including Planet Michael, a virtual planet based on the works of Michael Jackson. SEE made the massive purchase in an effort to get a foot in the door regarding the MMO landscape. Although the partnership between MindArc and SEE was ultimately scrapped, the initial sale of the planet was confirmed by Guinness Book of World Records as the largest amount paid for an intangible in-game property ever.
Bro, what was I doing in life when this video game was a thing? I don't understand. What the fuck was I doing when Entropia was out? Did any of you guys play that game? Imagine spending $330K on pixels, dude. I can't even imagine. That's insane. Imagine selling your fucking house or mortgaging your house and to buy something in a video game and then turning that into $200K a year and then eventually selling it for $650,000. I just can't even. That's fucking insane. How about the guy who made a killing on fucking Second Life, making Amsterdam? Fucking
Plum
nuts,
Smash,
dude.
thank you for subbing, dude. DV Fix, thank you for subbing, dude. Booty Smacks, been 2 months. Let's not talk about it. No, Sophia, I'm not watching your YouTube video, even though you're a grill. I'm sorry. Bam Benny, thank you for subbing. Unknown Try Shot, Moosey Worldwide. Thanks for subs and resubs. Been watching for 4 years. Finally got a good source of income, so I could sub to you finally. Thanks for the laughs. Hey, thanks, Unknown Try Shot. Appreciate it, man. The sub and the dono. Much love, brother. Congrats on the job, dude. Or, good source of income.
Of video games. Since the dawn of man, we have strived to achieve good graphics. Games that were once considered revolutionary now look like they were animated by fucking Tim and Eric. With this video, I want to evaluate games that look fucking stupid. Halo 5 is a good example.
Okay.
There is so much shit on your screen in this game, I don't even know where to begin. What am I supposed to be shooting at? Where are the enemies? Is that a bad guy or a lens flare? There's like 50 sources of light and the enemies just blend right into the environment. It is a cluttered overload. Now look at Halo 1. Look at how much visual clarity you have. The enemies have these bright, contrasting colors. They pop right out of the background. The player knows exactly what they're looking at. Of course you have the red elite there, who is more powerful than the blue one, and then boop, you turn on the new graphics and you're instantly at a disadvantage now. A lot of modern games have this issue. Just recently, Lawbreakers was a fun game, right? But visually, it's just hopelessly outmatched by Overwatch. Again, you have the more complicated looking environment with a cast of characters that are practically identical versus the more simplified maps of Overwatch with these distinct, obvious characters. I really hate to do this, but again, Dota 2, the screen is too busy. Too much stuff going on versus Bop League, which looks so much better because the background is in the background and the focus is on the characters. Arkham City has the reverse problem. A big part of this game is exploring the town and finding Riddler's trophies. Now look at Zelda, another game with a big emphasis on exploration. See how Link barely takes up any space on the screen compared to here, where a third of the screen is dedicated entirely to Batman. Get out of the way, you fucking Batman!
And I think it's a great concept. The graphics are good, and you can go to GameStop.
Camera placement is hugely important, especially when you're talking platformers. Mario 64, Sunshine, Galaxy, Odyssey. Notice how Mario is always at the center of the screen. No matter what crazy shit happens, you can always rely on Mario being at the center of the action. 3D World now, the camera is locked back here, so when Mario goes inward, it really starts to get uncomfortable. That consistency is no longer there. For whatever reason, many games have sought to replicate flaws within real-life cameras, such as film grain, and while while putting a dumb fuck film grain filter over your game is obviously the stupidest fucking idea ever, nothing really ruins a game's visuals like motion blur. From a purely technological standpoint, I'd say Uncharted 4 is the top dog right now graphically. I don't even want to know how much time and money went into making this game look like this. But uh-oh, what's this? Some sick bastard put in this terrible motion blur effect so that every time you turn the camera, the graphics transform from crystalline perfection into some fucking eye-melting mush. Eventually, they added in the option to turn the motion blur off, and the difference is just night and day. Look at how much better it looks with it turned off. Jesus Christ. The last thing I want to talk about is automated animation.
Motion blur
This stuff
serves
has
zero
always
purpose.
and
It's fucking
will
stupid.
always look like shit. You look at a hand-animated cutscene and it's so alive and expressive versus an automated cutscene with two stiff robots not even trying to lip sync their audio. I understand that with these huge 40-hour games that it's impossible to go in there and make everything look incredible, but when your game is largely story and dialogue driven, this robotic shit is a huge disconnect for the player. You look at an older game like Scarface and it's just a lot of subtle details that they used to get wrong back in the day, such as, you know, if you look very closely, you can see that Al Pacino's head is not actually attached to his body, which is very unrealistic. Then you look at a modern game, you know, like Uncharted, where everybody's head is attached to the body, just like in real life. And,
with me, man the gun.
And then you look back at Scarface, right? And you kind of notice how their bodies aren't actually holding the guns or walking at all, really, just kind of moving on their own. And then you look at the new Uncharted, right? And you, okay, what the fuck?
And the graphics, that's really what this is all about. And
Alright. Crazy Chazzy, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. Yeah, have you heard of Battalion 1944? It's still in early development, but it's...
How about this?
But I want free oil and filter for 3 years. But I want a lifetime warranty. But I want free tires for life. Hi, Zach Justice here with Harrelson Toyota. Come on in and we'll satisfy all your butts. That's Harrelson Toyota, South Carolina's #1 butt satisfier.
I'm eating! I'm eating!
Oh, fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Give your meat a good old rub. That's it. Nice and hot. Hot and spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
A few minutes later, the bear was spotted behind this home in Moreland Hills. This recreation identifies how witnesses say the bear escaped into the woods.
And what's your act?
I will demonstrate for you my abilities in the art of self-levitation. At the show,
Go.
You love me.
Dude, are you 5?
Yeah, 5 inches deep in your mom.
Doors open this Friday, so come on down to the barbecuer. Oh, shit!
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left it.
I saw it.
I saw it.
Oh my... Yo!
Yeah. Oh my god. Bro.
I can do it. Yes, I can, because I am a Jewish American.
I'm winning this challenge. I know this one. This poor girl. This poor girl. She's like, no, don't put the mic in my face. No, no.
I gotta stay high all the time to keep you off my mind.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
Bitch, you guessed it. You was right.
Playing football blind.
Anything's possible.
Eh?